Hello, this is a different video. This is what the BobbySonnNews channel was created for. Long and short of it. This is, I guess it wasn't directly supposedly me recording my own interview as a biography to put out the right representation of me as my story, in a sense. I thought that, I would be able to clean my life up enough and be able to present my story with the adequate, substantial facts that I've changed my life for the better, Not to think that the person that I dreamt of doing my interview to be scamming, someone that's literally 45 minutes away from me. It's a crazy thing to be a black person in America, to see everyone of every other diverse stature have a pass, have a golden ticket in a sense. And I say all of that to say, I grew up in a one stoplight town, Mont Charles, Virginia. I was adopted by my cousins from the age of 15 months old. My childhood was very obscured and all over the place due to a lot of my own actions of not understanding my life. Not understanding my father was genuinely sick, he wasn't faking. My dad told me that he didn't have that long here due to his sickness from the war, and I understood what he said, but I didn't get it as a child. As a child, you hear what someone's saying, but a lot of times it's not transparent to understand the whole situation. You hear it, but you don't think about it until it's convenient and when it's the time to understand the knowledge that you were given, because maybe you didn't want to hear it at the time. And I've experienced that throughout my life. I guess maybe because of my mental health disorder, I have ADHD, so I'm impulsive in my decision-making process. But at the same time, I have common sense. I'm not stupid. You know what I'm saying? And being black, you're labeled as a nigger. You're a nigger. A lot of people tell you that. And as black people, we call each other nigga. I've never really been into that. You know what I'm saying? If I'm going to say nigger, I'm going to say it because that's what it is. It's something I don't like. And I always told my Caucasian friends, I don't do nigger shit. I'm black, but I don't do nigger shit. Because if at the end of the day, a nigger is something that you don't want to be. I don't want to be a nigger. At the end of the day, I don't want to be someone of lack of knowledge by choice. Not because, I was born this way. Not because I don't know no better. At the end of the day, if the Bible was of substance in people's lives, we would see that the things that we go through are trials and tribulations, but at the same time, it's more or less of a deceit and deception thing of the situations and choices that we put ourselves in that trickles down to, you had an option, you did this. This is eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth. On the scale of that, but you knew better. God says that if you I'm not gonna mess it up, word for word and not get the right terminology, but basically it says that there's a difference between not knowing better and knowing better and still doing wrong and expecting the grace of God to still cover you. You know what I'm saying? And there's some times in life that if you're doing wrong and you keep doing wrong, but you know better to do everything else that you want to do throughout the week, and then on Sunday, you don't even sit up here. Not only do you not do better than what you've been doing throughout the week, but you don't go to church and you don't thank God for helping you get it home, help you make it home throughout the whole week when you're doing wrong. Like, how do you expect your life to be great and gravy? You know what I'm saying? And a lot of times we look at ourselves like that. We go places and put ourselves in situations where we know better. Okay, I'm going to put this out there. Like, I thought that I knew, I knew what could harm me, and I knew what I needed to know to be protected in life. You know what I'm saying? Like, I lost my dad and I lost my mind for about 2 years. I went to the cemetery every day. I ran to the cemetery every day. I went to the cemetery 3 times a day just to talk to him. Like, why? Like, why? Like, why? Like, I need to talk to you. There's so many things that I need to know as a man. Like, I don't understand why everybody else around me has their parents and they don't even love their parents. They don't even respect their parents. They don't even care about their parents. Why do they have their parents? But my dad, the one person that a week before my high school graduation, the one thing that he told me he wanted to see me walk across the stage, you took that satisfaction of completing my mission in life away from me. You know what I'm saying? But then I'm looking at life now that if my dad was still here, I would have had this false sense of security, a security blanket, a Charlie Brown blanket complex, because my dad was always gonna sit up here, regardless if I was right or wrong. He was always gonna be there for me, and he was always gonna do for me, regardless of the standing statistics of what he was up against. You know what I'm saying? Like, one day, this radiated in my head, and I never forgot it. So I was in high school, 9th grade. Me and my dad go to the gas station, right? My dad go in there to get a sandwich. We go in there to get a Subway sandwich. I'm going over there, sneaker over there to get some, I think a Black and Mild or something, right? You know, bad kid school shit, you know? So one of the kids, from school, like, they all drive up and shit. It's like, I'm not going to name nobody, but they all drive up. And the one kid that I be messing with, you know what I'm saying? Not messing with no weird anything, but like joking with in class. He's like, look, there go Robert Johnson, bitch ass. And my dad was light skinned, like way light, and he turned red. He said, get in the car, let's go. So my dad going down the road, fast. He's like, who the? He grabbed me by my arm. Who in the hell is that? I was like, oh, that's my friend. He was like, how is your friend gonna call you a bitch in public in front of other people? How is that your friend? My dad's all over the road going home. He was like, look, if you my son, don't you ever let that happen to you again. If someone calls you out your name as a man, that's blatant disrespect. That's blatant disrespect. Because how do you think the other 15 people in the room is going to approach you the next time they see you? If you start with a problem, you're going to have to end with it. And I've lived my life knowing that, but I had the wrong approach. I'm 29 years old right now, and thank God, knock on wood, a couple times I've never been shot, stabbed, or anything like that, but I put myself in situations to lose everything, and I'm grateful that I lost everything rather than it cost me my life, because there's a lot of people that do things that they knew better than doing, had the common sense, the fundamentals to change the situation, but they played, and they lost their life to the struggle of the situation and not having the proper guidance. See, I didn't have the proper guidance. I was told that I was going to be dead before I was 24 years old. I told that I was going to be a nothing. I told that a lot of things. I would be in prison for the rest of my life. You know what I'm saying? And, at the end of the day, there's a lot of things that everybody can say about me. But there's one thing that can't nobody take away from me. 2 things. I graduated high school with a standard diploma, and I beat an indefinite sentence. Yes, I was railroaded into taking a plea when I was innocent, 2018, where I was told that I would have to go do evaluation. 45 days I was going to be locked up, and then I would be able to be picked up from the jail, be transferred back to the jail, right? I do the evaluation and end up being told and educated that the plea that I took is an indefinite sentence, which means exactly that. It could be 5 years, it could be 2 years, it could be 20 years. There's people that's been in the system for 45 years. There's been people in the system for 16 years. There's people that's died here that was never granted through the court system at that the right to leave or the mental capacity to leave regardless. And I, as a black man that's been called a nigger all my life, I'm in the 5 percentile of 1 million people in the United States that was released with unconditional release to a new catchment area without any restrictions, approved by the courts, and was told by a panel of 12 people with PhDs, master's degrees, and doctorates in medicine and other type of educational backgrounds that there's no way that we're going to be able to let you out as an unconditional patient in a new city without being on probation or having some type of correctional restrictions. And I fought to show them everything that they said that I couldn't do to get this. And I haven't got in no legal trouble since I've been released. So to beat an indefinite sentence and know people that their first time going in there,